Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Fractal Bitcoin. Welcome. I'm Chris. This is your daily Bitcoin news video. Let's get right into it. Oh, and at the end, I'm going to make a correction to one story I did a couple days ago. Anyway, do that at the end. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. This is the Bitcoin price, 70,531. Guys, we're coming down. It's over. It's done. Bitcoin's going to zero. Okay? Yeah. No, it's great. We're hanging right up here at 70 and 71,000. Looking strong. A lot of ETF action. A lot of positive momentum in Bitcoin. So much positive momentum. It's insane. We're going to pop up from here pretty much for certain. Although, there's a chance we could go sideways for 4 months. Wouldn't be weird at all. So yeah, very, very bullish. Let's go. And here's the rational root giving us the halving progress after 3%. So 3% of this news cycle has gone by, and you could see these 3% here on the screen. There you go, a little bigger. But yeah, so we're very early, and look what happened after every other halving. Here's the point of this chart. Boom. This was 2016. Boom. This was 2020. Boom. I mean, come on. Do I need to say anything else? Let's go. Here's a great one. Bitcoin returns 2010 to 2024. Oh yeah. Look at these percentage returns. It's amazing. No other asset does this. Bitcoin is a completely different animal than anything else that's ever been created ever. Period. So yeah, this is great. Every now and then you got to look at this. You just got to remember, where we came from. But yeah, so bullish. Some of the big news today is that Robinhood is going to acquire Bitstamp. And Bitstamp is an exchange, and Robinhood is also an exchange, but Robinhood mostly deals with like Wall Street and stocks, although they do have Bitcoin. I know they have some crypto already. They've had crypto for many years, but yeah, apparently Robinhood is coming in to buy up Bitstamp, and it was funny. I guess Bitstamp was sold in the past for 50,000 Bitcoin equivalent by the founders, and it's now being sold for 3,000 equivalent Bitcoin. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, right? Because everything over time gets cheaper with Bitcoin. That's the point of this. But yeah, none your business says we are now at the checks notes and then they buy you stage. Right? These big traditional finance companies are going to start buying up more crypto and Bitcoin assets. So very interesting. I mean, this says a lot for adoption, obviously. It's great. And here's an ETF update. This is yesterday, June 5th, another huge day of inflows. Plus 6,867 Bitcoin, almost $500 million, 17 straight days of inflows. And look, and we're not even near mass adoption. We're not even close to FOMO. Nothing. We're still in the very, very beginning of Bitcoin adoption. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, and this is a little bit of a warning. Apparently this cycle, meme coins are really huge. They kind of were last cycle, but this cycle, I think it's even more. And meme coins are just most of them are scams, but some of them, it's just a way for people to play with money. It's like betting. Whatever. Some people like doing it. Okay, what are you going to do? People go to Vegas and gamble all the time, and that's dumb. So yeah, people are going to buy meme coins and whatever. It's, hey, you reap what you sow. So if you're going to go mess around with meme coins, prepare to get wrecked. But anyway, there's just a lot. Even institutions now are sort of, getting into meme coins. I don't know. It's weird, but just beware. Beware if you do want to do this, which I don't recommend. Just remember, it's like betting, it's like gambling, and it's not even worth it. So, but if you want to do meme coins, fine. Go nuts, go crazy. Maybe you'll make a lot of money. Who knows? But most people get wrecked. So yeah, just a reminder to subscribe if you'd like to. And let's get into some fiat government nonsense for context, because Bitcoin solves these issues. Yeah, Bitcoin solves these issues. Remember that as we go through these stories. All right, just in, Denmark cuts rates by 0.25%, following rate cuts by Canada and the EU. Yeah, the rate cuts are starting to come in, and the Fed is next in the US, probably, to cut rates. I mean, I believe what's happening, and I'm not an expert here. I'm really not an expert in anything. Even with Bitcoin, I'm not really an expert. But in terms of finance and stuff, I'm definitely not an expert. But cutting rates sort of like injects some energy into the markets and some spending and all that. So rate cuts are important to get the economy going again. That's why they're doing it. But apparently they're fighting inflation and rate cuts. It's sort of like a seesaw. So anyway, but rate cuts are coming, and yeah. Here's some news. Nigerian banks can start collecting customers' social media handles for KYC checks. High court rules. Yeah, so this is just a warning, another warning that there's going to be a bunch of governments around the world that are going to just go crazy with this authoritarian stuff of KYC, which stands for Know Your Customer. But they're going to a lot of these platforms are going to want to know exactly who you are. They're going to want to know your name, address, email, phone number, and everything. And this is never good because, first of all, most of these platforms don't need it. And second of all, then everybody's information is in a database, a bunch of databases, and then the databases get hacked. It's just dumb for many reasons, but mostly it's authoritarian in nature, and that's what governments are going to start doing more of this, so beware of this. Okay, just in, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey says we are being programmed and manipulated by algorithms, and they are impacting our free will. And Elon Musk says Jack is right. And yeah, algorithms, as computers and AI especially get more, are used more, they have their algorithms, right? Twitter has an algorithm. Facebook has an algorithm, and they're meant to basically keep you there on the platform watching. And so, and so basically, if you just are on one of these platforms and you let it almost drag you around by the nose, and it shows you content that almost you might like, but it also wants to show you, and it doesn't show you other things. So these algorithms really sort of curate our experience in a major way, and it has psychological ramifications. I mean, the reason all these people have Trump derangement syndrome, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a Trump fan. I'm an anarchist, okay? I don't like any politician ever. Thank you. But the whole Trump derangement syndrome, it's because of the programming through algorithms. That's all it's from. Because those people don't think with their brain. They just whine. Yeah. All right, let's move on. This discussion with Tucker Carlson and Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador. Here's Luke saying, why is Bukele the only leader discussing this? And here's the quote. The problem with democracy is that the politicians have an incentive to give away the country's treasury and go into debt. This destroys the structure of the government, but also destroys the structure of society. Yeah, what he's saying is our politicians, they just print money that they can use, and it devalues everything else. And they do it because they're only in power for a certain period of time, and they don't care. Who cares if they ruin the economy or ruin the society? As long as they get theirs, this is what's happening. And you could argue, oh, democracy is good, but what we have now is completely corrupt. That's fine. That's a decent argument, I guess. You could make that argument. But yeah, the governments never help. They always hurt. Nothing government ever does is good. It's all an orchestrated scam to suck energy and life and money out of you. That's all governments do. We don't need governments. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later in a second. But I will link to the full interview that Tucker did. This is the Twitter post. I'll link to that below, as I link to everything below. So yeah, 11 years ago today, though, Edward Snowden used Bitcoin to pay for servers that would help expose the U.S. government's illegal mass surveillance of citizens. A courageous act by an American patriot. Buy Bitcoin, free Snowden. Yeah. It's funny how the government prosecutes people who uncover government corruption. Huh. Yeah, somebody points out government corruption and authoritarianism, and all of a sudden they're the enemy. They're the problem. They're the felon, whatever, right? So dumb. Right? You could see what they're doing. It's amazing. It's completely, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's all right there in front of us. None of this is hidden. It's only the people who have been brainwashed with propaganda that can't see it. And one of the purposes of this show, I want to do this show mostly to point out stuff like this and also point out the benefits of Bitcoin so that people can see the light, and then you can't unsee it. Like once you understand Bitcoin, you can't unsee it. It's like it just hits you. It changes your entire paradigm. Yeah, now Bitcoin is rules without rulers, right? So when we talk about governments being authoritarian and politicians having power and presidents deciding to bomb that country or bomb that country, guess what? Bitcoin doesn't have any rulers. That's one of the beauties of it. It is rules without rulers, and that also, goes back to what I was saying earlier. The definition of anarchy. Most people don't understand what anarchism is or anarchy. Anarchy just means no rulers. That's all it means. It doesn't mean no order. That's what everybody wants you to think. When people think of anarchism or anarchy, people think of everyone in the street shooting each other, driving cars into houses, and just like blowing things up, right? That's anarchy. No, that's not anarchy. That has nothing to do with anarchy. That is what the media over the past 60 years wants you to think about anarchy. The truth is, anarchy just means no rulers. There's no one above me. It's me and then God. That's it. There are no rulers in between. That's what anarchy means. That's what anarchism, true anarchism, is all about. It doesn't mean no order, right? Please understand this. Please understand this. And if someone you talk to doesn't get it, just explain that to them. It's very simple. Very simple point, but very powerful and very necessary these days, because we think we have a democracy, but no, we have rulers. They don't live by the same laws that you and I live by. They do not. All right, now here is the company Above Phone. They're coming out with an Above, what are they calling it? An Above Book. Yeah, it's a laptop. So now you can get a laptop. This is, easy to use, hard to track, modern hardware, cutting edge Linux operating system, more security. It's like really secure, running Linux. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you that this kind of thing exists. If you're ever wondering, I want to get a laptop, but I want it to be really private and secure. I don't want to run Apple operating system. I don't want to run Windows. You can run Linux and get this. And there are other ways you can do this too, but this is just, I actually have bought a phone from Above Phone, and it has been a good experience. So that's why I'm just telling you about this. And here you go. Take it daily. Bitcoin and NOSTR. They go together so well. If you're not on NOSTR, you can get on a NOSTR app, get a free account, connect with us, Fractal Bitcoin. And yeah, this one here, look at this. Boom! Oh! Yeah, my brother sent me this. Oh, geez, every time. See, it's like he thinks he got away, right? He thinks he got away, and it's like, boom! Oh! Isn't that funny? I mean, I'm hoping the guy didn't get hurt, but anyway, this is our website, fractalbitcoin.com. And and by the way, this is the post I wanted to, this is on the top here, there's a link. It says join our locals community. Click that and you'll come over to our locals community, which you can join for free. And yeah, but the quick correction I wanted to make, Apparently there's some oil and gas creator on TikTok, and he actually clipped part of one of my videos and was, basically criticizing it because I read this tweet by this guy Vandell. Apparently there is no such thing as a 50-year petrodollar agreement. He says there are 5-year agreements. So I don't know if that means 10 years. They've just done it, or 10 times they've renewed their agreement. Also, I tried to look, and it doesn't look like there's anything expiring on June 9th, 2024. I searched the best I could. But, okay, anyway, so here's my point here. I report the news, and look, if this is not correct and I reported it, then yes, I'm going to tell you it's not correct. But this is probably the only post ever that I've presented that isn't correct. And more importantly, my point wasn't to explain about the agreements between Saudi Arabia and the U.S., petrodollar agreement. That wasn't it at all. The whole point is that these BRICS countries, including Saudi Arabia, are moving away from the dollar. That's true. There's a million pieces of evidence of that. That was my whole point with presenting this, okay? So, okay, the detail isn't right. 50-year agreement wasn't right. Okay, fine. I'll admit that wasn't right. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to clarify that for you. So that's it for today. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. And if you're on Rumble, please follow the channel and like the video. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate all your comments. I love having the support from you guys. You guys are a bunch of crazy, awesome freedom animals. I love it. I love the fractal community, the fractal audience. I love it. So, all right, I'll see you tomorrow with another Bitcoin news video. All right.